a value, ambition, focus, and foresight, a partnership between two confident countries charting our own course for the future. In the last decade, let's just reflect on what's happened. In the last decade, under your leadership, Prime Minister, India has become the fastest growing economy in the world. Per capita incomes in this country have risen at a pace never seen in history, seldom in human history. The most ambitious projects in clean energy, in the digital economy, in biofuels, in the next generation of artificial intelligence talent are all here in India. Prime Minister, Canada shares such ambition and your sense of purpose. Comme l'Inde, le Canada voit un monde en profonde transformation. Comme l'Inde, nous savons que les certitudes qui ont structuré le commerce, la sécurité, la finance et la diplomatie pendant plus d'une génération ont été renversées. Et comme l'Inde, nous reconnaissons que le système multilatéral sur lequel nos deux pays ont longtemps compté est mal adapté aux défis de notre temps. We both know that nostalgia is not a strategy, and that those who succeed in this new era will be those with the confidence, the ambition, and most importantly, the partnerships to build a more inclusive, sustainable, and prosperous future for all our citizens. And I believe the prescription for success in this new era is well exemplified by the theme of your G20 presidency in 2023, which I had the honor of attending. That theme, of course, One Earth, One Family, One Future. Because the challenges of our age cannot be solved by one country alone. And only by building on the principles of One Earth, One Family, One Future can we forge the partnership worthy of our countries. Reconnaissons que nous partageons une seule terre, nous renforçons notre collaboration en matière de climat et d'environnement. Le Canada prévoit de doubler son réseau électrique d'ici 2050 et d'accroître considérablement le déploiement des énergies renouvelables et du stockage de l'énergie. De son côté, l'Inde est une chef de file mondiale dans le domaine de l'énergie solaire à grande échelle. Les technologies de stockage d'énergie et d'autres formes d'énergie renouvelable. C'est pourquoi le Canada et l'Inde tiendront cette année un sommet sur les énergies renouvelables réunissant l'industrie, les investisseurs et les décideurs publics afin d'élargir et de diversifier le commerce des technologies propres. Et nous bâtissons, à partir de maintenant, un partenariat énergétique pour un avenir plus durable. India is a country whose demand growth for energy is projected to double by 2040. And to meet that demand sustainably, India plans to increase its renewable capacity by 500 gigawatts by the end of this decade, and to almost double the share of LNG in its primary energy mix over the same period. Canada is well positioned to contribute as a reliable supplier of the world's lowest carbon, responsibly produced LNG from our west coast. As India seeks access to critical minerals for its manufacturing, its clean tech, and its nuclear plans, Canada's resource base and world-leading companies position it as a strategic partner. As one example, the nuclear agreement, the uranium agreement signed today. As another, the fact that 40% of the world's mining companies are listed in Canada. Today, we are launching a strategic energy partnership with significant potential to expand bilateral energy trade. We've signed, as you've seen, a new critical minerals partnership spanning development, processing, and secure supply chains for clean energy, electric vehicles, and advanced manufacturing. We're deepening our cooperation in clean energy, expanding collaboration across wind, solar, and hydrogen. Because Canada has big plans as well. We plan to double our grid by 2050, and India can be a major partner in this expansion. As you've seen, the government of India and Cameco have signed a major $2.6 billion uranium supply agreement supporting India's nuclear ambitions and our shared commitment to clean, reliable baseload power. All of these agreements, under one planet, are beginning of a new prosperous relationship that will offer generational opportunities for workers and businesses in both our countries, and which will protect the planet for future generations. Secondly, we are one family. The greatest, most enduring strengths between Canada and India are the families who call our nations home. Nearly 2 million Canadians trace their roots to India, including leaders in business, science, culture, and government. Tens of thousands of people travel between our countries every year to visit friends and family. 400,000 talented Indians study in Canada. That is twice the number in the United States. It is 4 times the number in the United Kingdom. These students, these connections, deepen our ties. And so we're collaborating to build on those strengths. We've launched the new Canada-India Talent and Innovation Strategy with 13 new partnerships to deepen our ties in education. And this includes collaborations involving McGill, the University of Toronto, University of British Columbia, to work across artificial intelligence, health sciences, and digital architecture. Notre partenariat va propulser des centaines de chercheurs canadiens et indiens grâce à des projets de recherche conjoints de pointe. Nous lançons de nouvelles bourses et de nouveaux programmes de fellowship pour l'Indo-Pacifique afin d'accroître la mobilité universitaire et de former la prochaine génération de talents. Over the longer horizon, the Prime Minister mentioned a moment ago the $100 billion of investments already in India by our pension funds. Those pension funds have $2 trillion in capital. There are already some of the largest foreign investors here, potential for significant growth, particularly given the scale of the infrastructure build in this country. And thirdly, we share one future. That's why we're forging deeper ties in frontier technologies from AI to space. At the G20, India and Canada signed a landmark trilateral partnership with with Australia on AI and critical minerals. And we've already identified key sectors such as digital infrastructure, semiconductors, electronics manufacturing, and high-performance computing. The agreements today, we're going to expand our collaboration between the Canadian Space Agency and the Indian Space Research Organization on Earth observation, on climate monitoring, on generating the data that powers agriculture, disaster response, climate resilience across the Indo-Pacific. And our partnerships will be reinforced by the strong foundations we are building in trade and defense. We're advancing towards a Canada-India Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement with the aim to conclude by the end of this year. This ambitious agreement will reduce barriers, increase certainty, unlock opportunity for exporters, investors, and workers in both our countries with the aim to double trade by the end of this decade. And we're renewing defense and security cooperation through a new defense partnership, through maritime collaboration in the Indo-Pacific, through professional military exchange, and practical coordination and cooperation on our shared security interests. One of the things that has always struck me in Prime Minister Modi's stewardship of this country has while India becomes a great power, the focus has remained on all households, ensuring that all households benefit from the progress. So give an example. The Ujjiwala scheme, which provides liquefied petroleum gas for tens of millions, actually hundreds of millions of rural and low-income households. Cleaner cooking fuels, reducing pollution, saving lives, and reducing costs. Or another example, and I speak under the control of the former Governor Das, I should say. It's always tough to give up being a governor, isn't it, Governor? But the revolution in digital payments to provide income support, crop insurance payments directly to individuals, but the spillover benefits are enormous. And part of our agreements is to explore an ability to cooperate further so that Canada benefits from this innovation. The bigger point is that our partnerships from energy to AI share this spirit so that Canada and India can harness technologies, deliver equally transformative benefits to hundreds of millions of people. Now, to close, we're charting a future of one Earth, one family, one planet, or one future. And I was reminded as I was coming here, as Swami Vivekananda, of course, one of the greatest philosophers. And more than a century ago, I hadn't realized this until I read it, but he, in his travels, spent time in both Vancouver and Winnipeg. And in his travels and his texts, he personified this maxim: arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. With this partnership, we will advance, we will not stop until the goals of Viksit Bharat 2047 and Canada Strong are reached. It moves us forward, it builds our prosperity, it builds for all, and it builds for a better world. Thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you, sir. That concludes the press statements, ladies and gentlemen.
तो हैदराबाद हाउस से आप देख रहे थे सीधा प्रसारण। आपको बता दें कि भारत और कनाडा के मध्य आज कई महत्वपूर्ण एमओयू हस्ताक्षर हुए हैं और एक्सचेंज हुए हैं, और उसके बाद में भारत के प्रधानमंत्री
bilateral cooperation as part of India-Canada strategic partnership. We will begin with the exchange of 3 MoUs, namely the MoU on critical mineral cooperation, the MoU on promoting the use of renewable energy, and the MoU on cultural cooperation. These documents will be exchanged by the Honorable Anita Anand, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Canada, and Dr. S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister of India. We next have the trilateral MoU between India, Canada, and Australia on cooperation in technology and innovation. This document will be